Okay, what's up guys? I'm going to be teaching you how to do some sort of Skrillexy jungle weedback type of trap song, I guess we can call this. And I'm going to show you what I made, and then we're going to start something fresh just so I can kind of walk you through the process of how it's done rather than just showing you what I did. And then you go into like a build. So this is still an incomplete idea, but it would go into a build, and then obviously your drop. I just screwed around here. So that was just an idea, but I want to show you the basically the foundation of what I'm going to be teaching you today is this. Just like this loop, just kind of carries. And that's broken down into a variety of many instruments, and layer that with an 808, and then some vocals here. It's Raga Twins. Got your kick snare. So that's what that sounds like. I like 102. So that sounds like a good tempo. I'm just trying to like think African. I'm feeling those offbeat rhythms. And the first thing I'm just gonna start typing in is I don't know, bongo. So we're gonna start arranging our percussive elements like that one. So here I'm just sample selecting, making sure I can find something high quality, arrange it in a positioning that I like. I'm gonna pick just some things that sound sweet bongos. Let's look up other instruments we're familiar with. Djembe. Put this on a new line. We're going to call this bongo. We're going to call this djembe. Stay organized. Try not to overwhelm yourself with too many samples too. That one's cool. It's open, has some low end. Nice timbre to it. Okay, so we got... And when you're doing this, don't be afraid to use a loop here and there to kind of give you structure for what you're doing. I'm probably going to end up doing that. So let's just look up African loop, see what comes up. Shaker loop. That one sounds good. BPM, I can just guess here, but maybe at 119, and then it's like that. Consolidate. So it has a nice swing and it has an initial shake. So now we got our shaker down. Let's give that a little bit of room. It sounds kind of dry. So let's add, I'm gonna add Valhalla reverb. You can add any type of reverb you want. Just tighten it up with a little bit of EQ and OTT. Add some time because there's a tail. We don't want that tail to be too long. You can hear how the reverb's amplified if the time is at 100, so we're gonna put the time later to, it's basically a release. It's a quicker release. Then turn down our effect. Add some nice clarity, clean it up. Okay, now let's get some really low drums. We got the djembe, we got the bongo. Those have nice resonance, and let's find some big drums. Some orchestral. That's a nice flam. A flam is something I look for a lot. It's when you hit the drum at the same time, but just slightly offset with two mallets or two hands, and it adds a nice brum to the front transient. You have to be mindful too that you're going to EQ some of the low end, not all the time, but sometimes, because you're going to have a kick and a snare, and that's going to need to take up most of the low end plus the sub. So try to be mindful of that as you're choosing drums. Got that. Make sure they're not warped because they sound weird when they are. Guys, warp? Nope. Okay. Kind of like that high one. We're going to throw that in. I like that final hit, that last one right there. That's kind of like a good impact. When I'm doing that, I'm holding down command and just dragging. Just to fine tune the starting point. Okay, so now we got these high drums. Got these low drums. We got these really big drums. Cool. And we got our shaker, of course. It's gonna sound like. I'm gonna look for one more just in case we can find something. Shaker, loop. Anything that's a little less static. Okay, so that one sounds more rugged. Now let's get arranging here. So we want to have doom da 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 doom da da. So we want to start with a simple thing. So it goes low, high, high. We could go. There's a low drum. Oh. Dum dum. Trial and error here. Bop, bop. I'm gonna make another audio track because I have pattern now. Dum bum bum bop bop. Okay, so the top part sounds like this. It's gonna happen again. So now we're gonna arrange drums in between that. So, okay, so like this poppy guy. And here, oh, I'm sorry, that keeps happening. Here I'm just trial and error with the samples. We throw in one of these. and do it again. Happens here. So basically we're layering this drum with this big guy. Every time you see this big transient, we're gonna layer them. Actually, here, let's do this because like variation. Okay. So now we got these guys in play. Something you need to keep in mind is that African rhythms aren't something that are very quantized. So the shakers allow the feel to be a little more swung, and then your placement of the individual bongos themselves can be pretty sporadic as long as it sounds like it fits with the groove, because a lot of like African music is not as quantized as something that's more Western. So here we're taking a Western twist on an African sound. Just trying to see where this fits. Right there, at the end of the phrase. So these guys are going to kind of linger in the background. Alright, now that we have this whole section grooving, I want to group just my drums here, group them, all that drums, and we're gonna process this. Left the shakers out.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer. In every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.
I'm going to add a reverb on this channel individually. This adds a weird spin on it. Let's try a stock reverb. Reverb here. Try one of these. Okay, so I like where this is going because it grooves. Okay, cool. Alright, so now I want some trap drums. So let's look for decap drums, maybe. Cool. Let's see how we want to arrange this kick drum. Okay. To our sub, which we're going to create now. Okay, always use direct out for your first sub. We'll release. It's another sine wave here, and it's an octave up from. See this with. You can see this harmonic here. This guy, that's this oscillator. So when I turn that up, you can see that peak. I want to keep that like here. That makes it audible on speakers. More speakers than just. It adds a harmonic, so you can hear it an octave up. Just gonna use my ear. Okay, so I like the way that sounds. I want to add a little oomph in the front of it. I'm going to put this on envelope mode. I'm going to put it on 8. I'm going to make this LFO control. I'm going to pitch down so fast that it adds a transient at the beginning. It's technically what a kick is. So we're going to attach this to LFO1. You're going to master tune. Thing special here. Put it on at 12 up, 12 down. Just keep it consistent. If you want, you can do whatever you want. I like to do 12 up, 12 down. Put it on MIDI control, pitch bend. So now every time you mess around with this, it's going to pitch within the range of an octave. So what's important to note is that you always stay at 0 once. So now we're working with some pitch bend stuff. Wow. I spend a lot of time on this because that adds a lot of character. So right now we have this guy, put him here. Okay, cool. So let's add some vocals and we should be pretty close to done. Just see what this sounds like.
So dial 999, so dial 9.
Starts on dial.
Dial 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time.
Remember, you gotta adjust the BPM. Wait.
Dial 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail.
So it's G sharp, so we count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semitones. Get to D sharp.
Dial 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me spread. Dial 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me.
So it looks like
999.
Looks like we have some layers here to the vocals. Okay, let's get this guy in key. So it was 5 semitones.
999, not the bed. Pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me friend. Child 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl.
Okay, so now we're gonna group this, and you can see this is starting to come together now. We're gonna call this Vokes, and we're gonna add EQ. Take out the low end. Boost some crispies in the high. Probably take out some mid.
999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me friend. Child 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head.
Alright, this is really freaking cool. So we're gonna OTT this.
999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me friend. Child 999, I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me friend. Child 999, I'm murder on the bed.
Add a little bit of reverb and delay, so we're just gonna add some room to it.
When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me friend. Child 999.
Alright, I just made a group
999.
for a dry wet, and we're gonna put this at like -4.
999. I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a nail, they will rip off me friend. Child 999. I'm murder on the bed. When time the bad man pushing me third leg. The girl she a ball rip off the bed head. I take she to a
So you hear if we take this out, like we just keep that distortion in. There's not really room for it in the mix, so I like to cut that out. Just let the low end kind of do the work. It starts to stand out more in the master. And this is pretty much all it takes to get a really sick verse, and you can go so many places with this. I like to do build-ups like you heard with claps. So if I were to do a build-up, I would just take, it's going to be super simple. I'm going to go really in-depth here, but just say we take a clap. Let's just get your typical 808 clap. You already know where this is going. It's just some ass shaking stuff. And then build it up. Da, 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 da. You can have and then your drop, you could have that be your pre-drop vocal if you want. You could have this pitch up. You could do a frequency shifter to add some like and then some sort of riser and then like an impact. So after all that, we could just throw on wash out. Sum it up, I just took the second half of the vocals and duplicated them and put them as the build-up vocal. So this is what we have. And then you could have whatever pre-drop vocal you want here, and then you go into your drop. So that's how you write a Skrillexy type of jungle vibe for say 102 BPM. You can translate that however you want. You can do halftime and put it at 150. There's a lot of things you can do with it once you kind of have a solid foundation of just this loop that sits right here. And the vocals really bring it to life. So if you guys want to know more, my email is deadlyft, deadlyft, music@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you guys with music that's like this or anything else. I make quite a variety of genres.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer. In every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.